True be told. What's up, y'all? We in the building.
Hey,
Truth
truth
be
be
told.
told, y'all.
Gang,
Mm-hmm.
gang, 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 gang.
Yeah,
Truth
yeah,
be
yeah. You
told.
got C Walker up in here live and red tech.
And Andre, I'm over here eating some pizza,
Ooh.
so don't mind me.
Lady T with the T. Period.
All I want to say is Uber needs to pay people more. Don't be stingy with your money. Show some love if you Uber. Use Uber.
Like, subscribe. Period.
Hit that like and subscribe. It's gonna be pinned down at the bottom if you watch long enough.
Period.
We need to start telling people, go ahead and send us some super chats. Fuck some shit.
Yes.
But so we can start out talking about y'all been paying attention to what's been going on with the election?
Yeah, because Lil Trump, he had some things to say. Boy, I was watching earlier. Yeah, Donald Trump's son. He was talking mad stuff.
Okay. I saw that when y'all put it in the chat. So what was he talking about?
Yeah, I didn't see what Donald Trump Jr. said. What
No,
happened?
the main normal stuff that his dad talking about trying to bash Kamala and stuff. Yeah, and why his dad should be the winner and stuff like that. But
I think
stuff,
one of the biggest things right now is that joke. But I felt like this comedian was a plant from Kamala and them. He told a joke about Puerto Rico. He
That's what I
said,
heard.
yeah, he said something about, and you know there's a big garbage pile that's floating in the middle of the ocean right now that we call Puerto Rico. Like, why would you do that? But I
Because
don't
he's
even understand that unless you
wow,
were trying to make him lose the election.
well, I would
Right.
say he's trying to gain them certain type of racist voters. If
yeah,
that makes sense.
that sound racist.
That certain part of redneck America is that's who he's trying to get. That part.
He already got them though.
He's trying to get all of
So
them.
the
Yeah,
whole thing is, if you already got them,
Mm.
you already got them. There
yeah.
is no reason to alienate this Hispanic vote.
I think he don't want. He feel like that he could get everybody else.
No, the code is too big. Make it too big to rig.
Well, he don't really. He really don't want them if he's going to grab them and the one of the things he said on it day one that he's going to do a massive
Well,
um
imagine no matter what, Puerto Rico is a part of America.
right, but you
The
also got
U.S. It's a
immigrants to
part of
go
the
there.
USA, not
Yeah, it is
America.
part of the US.
It's a part of the
Yeah,
USA.
yeah.
But it's a commonwealth, so it enjoys some things but it doesn't enjoy all
Well,
things as United States.
it's the 52nd state.
It's not a state, it's still a territory. There's a difference.
So how many states are in the United States of America?
There's 50.
So what's Alaska?
It's part of the last there. It's one of the okay, it's called the lower 48. Alaska and Hawaii make the 50.
Yeah,
We
Alaska and
live in the
Hawaii
lower
do make
48. Alaska is 49 and Hawaii is 50. Or you either or whoever was made first.
Puerto Rico makes they say Puerto Rico's a part of America now, so it's no
They're
another
part
state.
of America, but it's not part of the United States, meaning it's not a state. It's still a territory. I mean, US, you get US funding, like food stamps and all of that, but you're not mainland part of the main United States of the it's something that's political, more or less. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't get a state representative in the House. They don't. That's the difference from Puerto Rico and every other state.
Mm. So, do you know? Do Puerto Rico got like what, like Senate and Congress and stuff like that. Yeah.
They don't have no Congress. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't got no
Okay, that's
representative.
what I'm trying to say. Okay, representatives and stuff. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
About
that's why it's not a state. A state would have a representative. Alaska got that. Hawaii got that. But Puerto Rico don't have that. And because there's a
yeah,
big divide in between independence and it being its own country,
yeah.
and some of them, and or being part of the United States, it's a split. They wanted to be separate. After they got free from the Spanish, half of them wanted to be free. The other half wanted to be U.S. citizens.
Yeah, but Alaska and Hawaii was the last two states that got accepted by America.
Right? U.S. bought both of those.
Yeah,
My bad.
that's cool. But yeah, in the recent about 50 years or whatever, they started accepting Puerto Rico as part of America or something. What's the other one?
Guam.
I think the Dominican Republic too. I think
Dominican Republic is his own country. Dominican Republic is separate. You need a passport.
I know from being on cruises or whatever. I know the Dominican Republic, they don't charge you international phone calls if you use your cell phone in the Dominican Republic. Even
Well,
in
yeah.
Puerto Rico, and then some of the Virgin Islands also. Not all the Virgin Islands though, but some of the Virgin Islands, because I think they're accepted through America, so you don't
Yeah, I
get that.
thought the Virgin Islands belonged to America.
I don't think all of them do though. I think some
U.S.
of them do.
Virgin Islands.
Yeah, the
That's
U.S.
a
Virgin Islands.
territory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
those are territories.
some of them still belong to, I think, their own like little island, their own little governments, and I think some of them belong to other. It's a whole bunch of Virgin Islands. I didn't know that. I thought it was just like 5 of them, but it's more than that. From what I heard, what I experienced, but I only been on one. Yeah,
In
but
between Puerto Rico and DR, which one's poor? Worse, poor? Puerto Rico, because I heard some areas are really poor.
Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic is poorer than Puerto Rico.
Possibly.
Puerto Rico, Puerto Rico and Jamaica is like right next to each other. It's like on the rich side.
I liked Puerto Rico when
I mean,
was
not
there.
Jamaica, Haitian. Yeah,
Haiti?
Haiti.
Oh,
Yeah,
Haiti is rough. They got Civil
yeah.
War over there.
They're on the side of Puerto Rico. Yeah, the island's real poor. Well, that side of the island.
I liked
Yeah,
it when I was there, though.
I want to go to Cuba. I want to go to
Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
it's a nice island though. They got real nice people there. But
They had
it's
black
the
people.
poorest
They
part.
had black people that was there. My
Yeah.
travel in the world, I was really surprised at the places where I thought no black people was at. It was black people there.
everywhere, especially
They
the
were
islands.
imported.
They're
There are a
all
lot
over
of
the
black
islands.
people that were
All over.
imported there.
Especially what's the island that we
Mhm.
went to? The Virgin Island was it St. Creoles. What was that?
We went to St. Thomas.
St. Thomas. Man, all them people look like American black people, dark skinned people. They look like us. I'm like, wow.
Not
Until
African.
you get to talking.
Yeah, they didn't look African. They look like us.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Some people may have went down there and started talking, started making babies, dropping babies. And you guys keep forgetting about World War II. People like not traveling around on World War II get stationed.
And if you
They ain't did that much fucking though in World War II now.
They did a lot. The Japanese did a lot of fucking in Southeast
but
Asia.
if you get into the
We ain't
slave
talking about in
trade,
Asia. We talking about here in our neighborhoods.
in our culture. And if you get into go back to the slave trade thing or whatever, they say that they was dropped off at those islands also. So that could be a way that why they look like us.
Of course.
And why they act like us.
That's why they would have took them from here and shipped them over there.
Yeah.
But so the Diddy stuff ain't going nowhere right now.
I think
Um,
Diddy's just
they
gonna
just
call
brung
him
they just brung up this new Chris. Well, it's not new,
Chris Brown. They
but
always said Chris Brown was a sex deviant. They always said that. That's why he made that song. Though you're gonna give it up. You're gonna
well,
give
I
it
don't
I
know. I'm
don't,
not
I
saying
don't know
that's
nothing
why.
about that. I don't
I'm
know
not
nothing
saying
about
that's why he made that song.
up. He told that girl, "You gonna get that ass up."
I
You
don't
know,
know nothing
she gonna give it up. I
I
know
don't
that's
know nothing
right.
about that.
But what I
He
will
tried
say to complete the thought is there was a girl who accused Chris Brown of SA, and this happened in 2020.
Yeah, I heard
She
about
said
that.
that it's coming up now, I guess, because it happened on a Diddy yacht.
how's it everything happen with Diddy? Like Diddy is a bad charm. If you're gonna do something, don't do it with Diddy. then
So
you're gonna get you caught up.
the girl is saying, um, she was chilling with Chris Brown. They would start drinking liquor. She started feeling dizzy and passed out, or something like that. And then, and this is all allegedly, and then he SA'd her.
My
But
biggest thing is why did you
but
wait so long?
no, the issue is why would Chris Brown have to do anybody like that? Like what?
Chris Brown don't need to. He could just
So
sing. He gonna
so
give it up, girl.
what happened is she got her a lawyer, and then when they went to court and all of that, Chris Brown brought out all the text messages and all the shit that she sent after they had sex. She was sending nudes, trying to do it again, like, oh, you had the best um eggplant I ever had. I just want to do it again, let's do it again. I'm guessing he probably ignored her. And so she said, okay, I got something for you. And then she put them charges on him.
But you know what?
But when he brought out all the evidence, her lawyers dropped her and the judge dismissed the case.
Mm.
Mm-mm. And so what?
But
So just what him being associated with Diddy now? Dang.
mm-hmm.
So you're
I
guilty
mean,
by
they try to bring
association,
it. She trying to bring it back up. Like,
and it might.
see, I told y'all.
My thing is why your dumbass get on that boat anyway. Nobody told you that because everybody knew that Diddy would be that 69 guy that everybody would
That's
know
why she
about.
got on the boat. That's why she got on the boat.
Right. That's
Think
my
about
whole
it.
thing. But I don't think it's gonna really hold. Like seriously, it's not gonna hold that much. Wait, now especially if you show the same thing, just the same one. She just trying to make it like literally because he's getting in trouble. Nah, they're gonna drop it again.
Everybody's in trouble right now, bro. I don't care if
Every
you're
black person.
associated with Diddy or not. If you ever flew a girl out of town, you in trouble.
Guess I'm in trouble too, but I never knew Diddy. You know how
And
you
yeah,
used to talk.
the Mann Act ain't got nothing to do with Diddy. But I'm saying this is a precedent that they're setting. If they can get him, they can get every single rapper.
Have you read
They
the
just
really man?
this girl just threw Denzel Washington's name in this shit.
Mm.
But the thing is, you would have to be selling them. The Man Act has to do with making money. Like I read the Man Act,
That's
like the
not
real
though.
Man Act. No, if you go back and you read the real history, the bigger thing was when these white Eastern European women were being brought over, being used as prostitutes,
Bro,
and then you
that
would
is the
believe in the
original.
Man
That's the
Act. Yeah.
original thing that was going on in slavery days to stop the trafficking of those the ones you just said. But
But this is in the 19th century, like
in
even
the
after slavery. We're talking about like
after
19.
slavery,
This is after
you
slavery that this
cannot
is
cross
going on.
state lines with somebody with the intent of having sex with them. It has nothing to do with
And before
paying
that,
somebody.
and also they used it for men who were white men who were married. like that they were using as sex as a crime against them. Because even on the books, you could see like in the state of New York, you could still be prosecuted for being an adulterer. So I had a lot to do with like a sex crime that had money behind it, or if you were married. It was just a way to defame you, basically, and take you out of the game if you were rich and
Not the
powerful.
Mann Act, bro.
Yeah, the Mann Act, that's how they did it. It's a big thing. It was a bigger thing about sexual people who were making money off of them, basically pimps and them moving them around the country and stuff like that. That's the biggest thing, if you read it. And it didn't have no race because white men were getting in trouble as much as black men were getting in trouble. It just later trickled down to black men, but it was first white men that went through the Mann Act.
Well,
I looked it up. Yeah,
until we
because I was
do
like,
some
what's this
further
Mann
research
Act?
to
Huh?
pull it up, because I'm not on my laptop. But I just know they hit R. Kelly with it. They
Mm-hmm.
just hit Diddy with it, and ain't nobody else safe.
Mm-hmm. So basically, these men behind closed doors to make money outside of the music, because we know everybody knows at this point that
It's
the
not. They was
label
not.
company was
Diddy
broke.
was not prostituting anybody. He was not being a pimp. That's not the point that I just made at all.
Then
He
they can't get
paid
them with
for
the man.
prostitutes.
That's what they're gonna pay. Get them then. Solicitation of prostitutes.
You know, they get him with the Mann Act. S.A. That's
No,
trafficking.
trafficking. Yeah, they got him trafficking. He's trafficking. Hey, he did it. He shouldn't even put it to him like that. Should have said, "Hang out, party, beat me," and stuff like that. Whatever way that he had, whatever way that they
Yeah,
caught
hang
him
up
up, though, my
on
question is how did they link him? Because I know Diddy got to be smarter than using his own phone.
Because nothing he was doing in anybody's mind is illegal. You got to fly. If you live in Miami and you know somebody that's bad in Atlanta, you're going to fly them in.
Right.
At what point in time is anybody thinking that that's illegal?
Nobody was thinking it was illegal. And even now, they're going to keep on
You
doing it.
don't. You don't probably. Now, I'm not saying you was putting you under the bus, but I'm pretty sure a lot of guys then got somebody. She done took the Greyhound bus here
Yep.
or the
Mm-hmm.
mega bus here from Chicago to
Right.
clap cheeks for the weekend. But guess
Hell
what?
yeah.
That's S trafficking.
I guess we were S trafficking back in the day, but we didn't know better. We didn't know that was S trafficking.
back then. It wasn't a thing. Of
It was a
Right.
thing. It was
Anybody.
on the books.
well,
Nobody read them damn books. We were all just trying to get our rocks off. We were not sitting up there thinking about
Well,
essaying and
I ain't never did
trafficking.
it, so I, I always give an example because I ain't never did that shit.
You never talked long distance. Never went up
I
and
ain't
saw
never flew
somebody while
nobody
we.
in to Indiana to clap no cheeks.
You never traveled somewhere, clap some cheeks, and they came back with you to clap more cheeks.
Nah.
Shoot, because you get tired
Now,
of
here's the thing. Like, let's
Indianapolis.
say this. Let's say this. What if me and my girlfriend or somebody I was messing with, we went to somewhere like the Wisconsin Dells and I clapped cheeks there? That would technically be, I would be in trouble.
I guess, Andre, if you're going to tell on
Nah,
this,
that ain't no I guess, nigga. That's for real.
it's the man. So you can't even take your wife on a vacation. Glad she's
Look, they
right.
locked the black dude up, the boxer, and his wife. He had a white wife, and they locked him up over the Mann Act.
they were
Mhm.
being petty back then, just like they're probably not even being petty now. They probably got more. He's probably doing a lot more stuff that we probably not privy to know. It probably goes deeper than just doing that, just bringing somebody in for that. There's probably a lot more that they're not going to tell the public. Listen, there is always what they tell the public and then what they have the real reports and stuff like that. If they want to even go into depth, You got to understand that. And that's just my time of working in between, the different police departments I worked for and just all the training I went through. There's always the outside report, and then there's the actual real evidence that they deal with in court and stuff like that. And that won't come out till they actually go to court. You won't know. That's the difference. So they don't giving us breadcrumbs. They're not really telling us that much.
So who do y'all trust on the economy, Kamala or Donald Trump?
Kamala, hell no, because Kamala's running it now. You think Biden's running the shit? Hell no. Biden's just buying time.
I think he's running it.
A little
I
or a
think
lot?
he's acting commander in chief right now.
You don't think she has to say
I
something?
think no. I think he's bitter because of what they did to him.
But he knew the game plan from day one. He didn't think he was just being Muppet. We gotta understand one thing. We gotta
I'm not
understand.
saying I think that he felt like, oh, they gonna do what they doing so she can move in and then be the presidential nominee. I don't believe that. I believe he was heartbroken because let him tell her he was gonna stay in.
So who you think did that? Is that regular people in government, or
Well,
is
they
it the high
saying Nancy Pelosi threatened him with the now I can't remember the amendment, the 25th amendment or something like that. Like because he has limited cognitive functions and how they saying, how he been acting, that they can remove him as president and then reinstate her.
What? Hey, though, to me though, that's the higher realm act, because presidents, all of them are just figureheads. There's other people that are higher up that run these people.
Yeah, they ain't nothing but puppets.
Right. They're Muppets for us. We got to understand that there's people behind the scenes that really running it. We just let
Well,
them
I know
actually.
that's a conspiracy thought, but I ain't never saw anybody higher than the president.
Of course
Except,
not.
except
The people with the
we're gonna
money,
say they got to run things through Congress, right? And they got to run things through the Senate.
the house.
What
And
about
I
the
think
banking?
that the people over there in the Middle East run things over here too.
Maybe, maybe not. They, if
Nah,
that's the
because
case,
we give them whatever they want, no questions asked.
that's because they need their oil, because they don't want to use the U.S. oil, which I don't understand that anyway. We
I'm
got so
not
much
talking
oil.
about the oil bearing countries. I'm talking about that one particular country that's over there killing everybody right now.
That little
I'm
country,
not gonna say nobody's name.
over there depends on U.S. as the backdrop. They receive funding.
They receive, but the question is why? Why are we
The
tied to
U.S.
the
got a
hip?
base
Why
over
are we
there.
tied at the hip? I understand the base.
That's what it is. It's a strategic move
Well,
so
we
we
got
can
bases
watch
all over there.
that in Jordan. Now their cousin nation in Jordan or whatever, they or whatever, they have a 1-2 in between. That's the only friendly other country in the Middle East towards the United States. Outside that,
Somebody
no.
said Deacon Doug. What's up, Deacon Doug?
Deacon Doug. What?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know who that is. Just by hearing Deacon.
Who said that?
That's my homie from TikTok.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, this is the thing. People used telling me about that one thing. How you can make something more. I got you.
Boy, this
He's from the other thing you was telling me about, Doug, the other night.
what up, Theo? Thanks for coming through, man. Share the live, man. Share it. All your people and everything. Make sure they like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe too. Right on, Theo. We're at Deacon Theo.
So over time, with no taxes taken out, is that enough to make you vote for Donald Trump, or would you still vote for Kamala
I go for
or
Donald.
Kamala?
But we got to understand, if we vote for him, we everything that comes with that. We also got to deal with the racism of his
Is he
undertaking.
racist though?
He's not. I said the
Okay.
undertone racism that comes with his
That
people.
shit has been in America forever, though.
Yeah,
It's
ain't
been
never
in
gonna end.
America, but it's
Racism
amplified
always
in this
gonna be
country.
here.
That shit has
But
been here forever. When he
it's
was
been here
when he was
forever, but it's
president,
more rampant.
but when
Like
he
right
was
now,
president before, how much racism that you had to deal with versus before he was a president?
it was more blatant.
Like
It was more
personal,
outward.
like personally,
Okay,
how
white
much
people
more
keep make
racism did you
they
deal
were
with?
more open to say rude racist
I
shit.
know, but when he was president, how much did you personally deal with racism? I'm not talking about what
Personally,
happened online and all of that. How many people came up to you and slapped you in your face and said, watermelon eating this or that? Or was your life just the same? Was it regular?
it was regular until we got slammed with the pandemic. Then it was started getting crazy with the shutdowns of the White River.
Well, we ain't
Where
talking about the shutdowns. I'm talking about how much racism did you deal with when Donald Trump was president? That's what
probably
I
about
said.
10% at the job, the undertone where you would hear them having conversations openly
I'm saying,
about
did
black
you
folks.
deal with directed towards
Yes,
you?
I'm telling you, on my job, I would hear racist jokes and they would not hide and try to hide it. They would be more
So when you heard
direct.
those racist jokes, what was your next move?
I say nothing. I just say, I see where your
Okay,
heart.
then. All right. What's the procedure if somebody's at work telling racist jokes? Or
You're,
in my set it off voice, what's the procedure?
you're
What?
supposed to go report it to the
What's
HR.
the procedure?
You supposed to go to HR.
Okay.
They'll take you to
But what's
HR.
HR gonna do? HR is just gonna
It
be
don't
if
matter.
they
It don't
brush it
matter.
under there.
They will
They're gonna
learn
brush
not
it
to
under the
do it.
rug.
They will learn not to do it around you.
I got you.
So I think at the end of the day, I don't think nobody was more emboldened because Donald Trump was the president to tell racist jokes around you. They probably felt like they could tell racist jokes around you because they knew you wasn't going to do nothing. Bomb drop.
No, maybe it's just that I'm more patient at the time to catch them when they slipping because I did go tell the supervisor about the situation. And then he said, "What do you want to do with it?" And I was like, "You know what? Teach them because racism comes out of ignorance, and we should teach them type of people not to be ignorant."
And you know how I
And I
would teach
did
them? I
something,
would be in HR, not to the supervisor.
but
I
yeah,
don't
but
play
it's
that shit. Somebody told me a joke that somebody else said about when that shooting happened over here in Indianapolis at FedEx.
mm-hmm,
When those people got injured,
mm-hmm,
that this Caucasian lady called them sand, SAND,
niggers. I heard.
ninjas, NINJAS, but not that word. And when
Mm-hmm.
I heard that, okay, I wasn't even there when it happened. But guess what I did?
Mm.
Guess what she ended up with? A
What?
write up. Motherfucker, she lucky she didn't get fired. Just like any other kind of bully, if you let them do it one time, they're gonna keep on doing it. So the first time that they told a joke around you, you didn't do nothing.
No, I actually did do something. I reported, and that shit stopped because he could have got fired. It was in my ball court, but I decided to teach him, educated him about the situation so he could stop because racism is sometimes based off of ignorance. Sometimes it's hate, but it's a lot of times off of ignorance. Period, blank, simple.
And that's understandable. But you're definitely not gonna be able to do it to me. You're not gonna be able to do it around me.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Because I thought about that. If we would have did that, though, he wouldn't have been a police officer today.
He
If
probably
he,
still would have been a police officer.
nah,
His security job wouldn't have had nothing to do with his IMPD career.
no, it's not IMPD. It was the hospital police where he was
What?
security. And
Well, he was security, and then you said he's a what today?
he's a police officer
With what
from
department?
uh It's a IU Health, but they went over to a different name now.
So he's not a police officer per se.
He's a hospital police, but no, he went to the police academy in where everybody goes.
But he's not IMPD.
No, he's not out there on the regular
Oh,
streets.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
not
know
the
they changed
city.
the name.
No,
I didn't
he's
know they
Yeah.
changed the name to IU Health. I mean, from
yeah,
IU Health.
yeah. IU Health has their own police department. They
No, I
have
thought it was still IU Health. I didn't know they changed the name. You
yeah, it's
said they
like
changed the
public
name.
safety. It's like a public safety department now. That's what they went through. They used to be AHC police department, but they changed the name, and everybody got like this little police number and stuff. I used to have a police number too, but then they when I quit, then I lost that number. Yeah, things change over
All
time.
right. So to stay back on our topics that we was talking about.
Kamala, but she's making great promises and seem like she's doing a lot of stuff that Obama, the old
Well,
things that
some of
Obama,
her promises possibly won't make it through Congress though.
right? Like
Yeah.
she said, she'll help black men get these loans or whatever for business.
But they
She
already
said,
done pulled the sheet off from under that. It ain't got nothing to do with just black men. It said and everybody else.
right. So everybody else is gonna
She
get it
just
from
said
us.
black men trying to make it seem good that like it was tailored to us, but it was actually for everybody.
Right. That means all the foreigners first, right?
I ain't gonna say first, but I'm saying it's not just for us. She already said she's not gonna do anything specifically for
Right.
black people.
Then I won't specifically vote.
He said that I won't specifically vote.
I won't, because if how I was raised, if you believe in Christ, then his kingdom's not part of this world, so you already won.
I just
But
say that somebody asked me today why I'm not gonna who I'm voting for, and then why I'm voting the way that I'm going to vote. And I told the truth. I felt like for one, the biggest issue outside of her lying and cosplaying to be one of us, to being a Black American or FBA. And I want to do a book about that because I think that word black is only specifically speaking about a particular people, but everybody else takes it on when it benefits them. And then outside of that, it becomes a tribal situation or I'm from this country,
I,
things
I'm
like
gonna
that.
I'm gonna hit it on the nose. Like certain people from certain African countries come over here and they want to be when it's cool and hip hop and dancing around, but when they want to get respect from
I'll
white
say
people,
it like it is when the Nigerians come over here. They're okay one day being black and another day they're Yoruba or Igbo. I'm just saying,
right,
or Hausa. Like, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
right,
They talk about black Americans. Like, it is what it is, though.
they treat us like
But the biggest issue for me is not that. The biggest issue for me and why I won't vote for Kamala is the unaliving of babies and it being able to be done. Let's say I was okay, you got 72 hours and you can take a plan B. Let's say, okay, let's say I'm okay with that. It's not a baby there right now. But to say that at 9 months, as long as she have not gave birth to this baby yet, you
It's
can
still
perform
unalive.
a procedure.
That's unalive because the baby already has a soul and a
Come on,
heartbeat,
man. It's
brain, everything.
everything already.
Everything.
I can't
Unalive.
say that it don't have it at conception. But I mean like at least it's at 9 months,
That's a full
it's
grown.
a baby.
Yeah.
It's a person. And they talking about, well, as long as it's something that she got to have a conversation with her doctor about, and it'll be between the doctor and her. And that's what people are voting for. And I'm just not, I can't get on that bus. don't care who get mad at me, but that's just how I feel about it. You can't unalive babies and think I'm going to vote for you, and that's the main thing that you rallying on. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Donald Carlton is in the background.
Yo, what if they were like, well, you don't believe in women's rights? How do you address that one?
Women's rights. Break that down.
He's saying a woman's right to control what happens to her body.
Oh, okay.
I wish that man's rights were as equally sacred. Just because we have sex don't mean I have to take care of this baby if I don't want it. Why should I have to take care of it then? Why my rights are
That
not
makes
held up?
that makes sense.
If I wanted to take care of the baby, then yes, I can volunteer to go on child support, but you can't. You shouldn't be able to make me go on child support. I think it should be voluntary, just like a right to unalive a baby. A man should have that same right. If he don't want to be a part of that kid's life, then fuck it. But is that the right thing to do? What's worse, unaliving a baby or saying, "Yeah, I don't want to be there. I didn't want to be with her."
I think that both would kill in a certain type of way
I
because
know, but what is worse, according to? I was about to say something. We're not going there. But what is worse?
well,
Like
obviously
if this was a real
killing
person,
killing
let's
a
say
real
they was
person,
let's say they was an adult.
right?
Would you get more time for unaliving somebody or for turning your back on somebody?
For unaliving somebody, of course. Everybody knows that.
I'm not saying a dude should do that, but I believe that there are a lot of people who didn't want, a lot of guys who didn't want the children, but they still had to step up to the responsibility. Just like there are guys who did want the children and they didn't even get the opportunity because, for one, maybe mom was messing with two different guys or three different guys and she don't know who the dad is. So her best option here, and I've seen this happen though recently, and her best option here is to unalive the baby because she don't want to go through the embarrassment of not knowing who the child father is.
She could actually just go through the test procedures downtown.
Yes, but if you test and you test the wrong one, now you are embarrassed.
Then that's better than just having that on your conscience and your eternity. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if you want man rights, the Middle East is that because the men are the head. So the men, if you want that type of power and control, it's the Middle East, not in America. America, I don't know, since Martha Sanger and Martin Sanger learned this from the indigenous people, that women have rights over children. And then that was where that concept came
I
over.
can't say that she learned that genocidal thought process from the
Not
indigenous
genocidal
people.
rights over the children.
No, her thought
Concept.
process was genocide.
But no, it before that was freedom, freedom of
With
women.
Margaret
Women could have
Sanger,
the same. Yeah, Martin Sanger learned how to
come
be
on,
like
man.
women movement, the women movement, right? We're talking about that as far as women rights
Well,
and
why is
being
she down uh as genocide? And I can't think of the other word that was used. Like they were unaliving people who they thought, okay, this is a handicapped person. Eugenics. We don't want them to procreate, so we're gonna go ahead and sterilize them so they can't have babies. And they were sterilizing people, black girls in the South without them even knowing about it.
It wasn't just
And
black
you
people.
saying
It was people of color, Native people,
you know
Mexican.
what? But you
This
know what
was.
I'm. But you know what I'm saying, man.
What I'm trying to say is that this
But you know
eugenics
what I.
affects
But you know what I'm
everybody.
saying. I don't even know why you're arguing semantics with me. But you know what I'm saying, man.
No, I don't. You're gonna have to spell it out for people. Let's just say what we really mean.
So they were using the process called eugenics.
Mhm.
Are we clear what eugenics is?
Yes, I know what eugenics is, but does
And
other
they were
people?
sterilizing people without their permission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, but they were forcing certain people too at the same time.
I
They weren't
just
just
said they were
That's what he just
sterilizing
said.
people without
That's
their
what
permission.
he just said.
And when eugenics wasn't enough, Margaret Sanger instituted this idea of Planned Parenthood. You can come and do it your own self. That's
Mhm.
eugenics.
But on at the same time period, since we're hitting that, they
That
were
had
also.
nothing to do with a native tradition.
No, I'm not saying that when I'm talking about this woman's rights type of stuff, the concept. Because when the Europeans first came over here, when we're dealing with the government, it was all about the men's rights, and women weren't even mentioned into it. If you ever read the preamble of the U.S. Constitution, you know what I'm saying?
What does it say? We the people. What does it say?
All men are created equal.
What do it say? You just said that one part, but what is the preamble?
Yeah, of the United States, we for the pursuit of life, liberty, and happiness.
Do you know when they say men,
All men.
men?
But they didn't.
What did the Bible? When the Bible called man, it said man, right?
We're not talking about that. We're not, even though, yes, the U.S. Constitution wasn't based on the Bible per se.
When
When they
they
said,
say men, they were talking about women too, bro.
no, they weren't. They were
Mankind,
not talking, they were talking
Men
about
and
all white
when they
men,
say
all
man,
slavery white men. This
mankind,
mankind.
men.
But they didn't say mankind, they said all men. They were dealing with white men who were slave owners at that particular time. It's documented in several things. They did not look at black men, native men, or any person else the same as them.
Well, then
It was white
did
men at
they
the
say
time.
white men?
They didn't
We
say
the
that, but
people do
that's what you call it. Why?
ordain.
If that's the case, then even to this day,
Hold
why
on,
is
man.
black folks wrote in 3/5 of the Constitution? Why is that? I'm just saying that let's make it make sense. They did not include us in the U.S.
He
preamble.
must bring something up. But yeah, dark skinned people,
Why
we
do you
weren't
think Donald Trump wants to tear up the
looked at
U.S.
as
Constitution?
people.
Because it's not inclusive. It's not
Yeah, we
inclusive.
were dark skinned, the dark race of America. We weren't looked at as people, citizens and stuff
Right.
back in the
We were
slavery.
listed at 3/5 of a human being where we're not mentioning that. Native folks was not mentioning that. So that's why we
I'm
have to
trying
go
to
regardless.
real quick, and
Pull
because
it
I'm
up.
already using my internet, I might have to screenshot this. So give me 1 second.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like we dealt with this in 5th and 6th grade. This is social studies. Literally. If you paid attention in school, social studies, this stuff is easy. But if you didn't pay attention, that's why people got to research it. But if you pay attention in school,
Social studies, U.S. government,
all of that, yeah, this is stuff
yeah.
that you would do pre like middle school, 5th grade. This is easy. We had these discussions.
Yeah, well, how much of that was true though that they told us in school?
All
We
right,
don't.
all right. So let me do something real quick, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Hold on, real quick. If I hit this, can y'all hear me still?
yeah.
I can read it now. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice.
Don't you hear? I'm reading it. Why would you start trying to read over me, man?
I didn't hear you reading.
Y'all didn't hear me reading it?
No, I heard Boston reading, but I didn't hear you reading.
But I said, did y'all hear me? And you
I can hear
said,
you
yeah.
now.
I just started reading it from what it said. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you now when you said, "Can you hear me?" That's all I heard. And now it's silent again. I don't hear anything.
All right, go ahead and read it, Carlton, because I don't know what the fuck going on. But I was reading it.
Yeah, because I didn't think it was reading because Carlton was reading it.
Go ahead. We the people of the United States of America. In order to form a more perfect union, go ahead, because I can't read it for some reason. It ain't gonna let me do the split screen.
People of the United States, in order to form a
more perfect union,
establish justice,
to establish
tranquility, provide a common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do order and establish the Constitution of the United States.
So where was you saying something about all men? When you said the preamble. You want to start from the beginning?
Hold up real quick. Man.
Do you want to start from the beginning of the preamble, my brother? We had to, in order to pass a class at Northwest High School, bro, we had to memorize the preamble. You know what I'm saying? We had to memorize that thing. And I know it said nothing about all men. It had nothing to do with men at all. It said, we the people.
What is this? Oh, shit. I got it mixed up. All men are created equal is the line of the United States independence, which was written by Thomas Jefferson and adopted by the Continental Congress on July. Dang, I got two different things mixed up.
Yeah, you got two different quotes mixed up.
Okay, yeah. The Declaration is not legally binding, but it continues to inspire people around the world to fight for freedom and equality. Okay, I'm wrong. So
I'm not trying to put you on Front Street, but I'm just saying I know the preamble.
Right.
It was just something that was totally different. Now the independence, the Declaration of Independence
Day.
It is something that we celebrate July 4th.
But that was white man's independence only because of our ancestors were either fighting for freedom against them.
Yeah, we weren't free. Our ancestors wanted free.
As far as the country is concerned,
yeah,
that we belong to, the independence of this country.
Yeah.
Came about then. Now, I'm not a fan of Juneteenth. I'm not a fan of Juneteenth for one, because Juneteenth was when Texas found out that they was free. I always felt like 1865? When was the Declaration of
when they freed the slaves?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was around the time 1860 some 1866, 65, somewhere around there.
I have to really wreck my brain right now because I've been sipped up a little bit.
When was slavery abolished? Yeah, it was around the time 1860, some 1866, 65, somewhere around there. 1865, December 18th. You heard that, Qualton? December 18th, 1865.
1863 is when it was signed.
When it got finished was December 18th, 1865.
65, yeah.
Day before my birthday.
I think that should be what we're gonna call the Negroes' Independence Day. I don't know why we grabbed on to Texas's holiday, and this is for Texas people. It's always been for Texas people. That had nothing to do with the rest of us. I mean, shit, there were still people in Mississippi that were still slaves into the 1900s.
Yeah.
1930s and 40s, they were still slaves in Mississippi.
There were people
They
even
didn't
in the
know it, though.
2000s.
They was living on plantations, but they just didn't know.
Right. They were moved around a lot. And then we got modern day slavery, P. Diddy's slavery.
We got the 13th Amendment slavery. It's not to be
Ain't
funny.
going nowhere. But
Can't see
P. Diddy ain't never had P. Diddy ain't never had a slave, bro. You shouldn't even be saying stuff like that.
Yeah. But if you think about it though, stuff like that was going on way before P. Diddy. So
I
But
mean,
when you say that he had slaves, this you saying you're borderline on defamation of character.
he defamated himself.
All right, keep on. That's on you, man.
yeah, but you don't need to be saying it like that though.
He ain't being accused of that. Ain't in none of his indictments.
We on
He
YouTube.
never said he had no sex slaves.
He could see this show and see you. Or who is C Walker? Oh, I'm gonna get him.
I need his money. And if you ain't got no money, all the money that you're gonna make going forward, he gonna have his hands in. All right.
Don't worry about Diddy. They got enough.
It ain't about Diddy. You gotta worry about Diddy's estate. You gotta worry about Diddy's kids. A lot of people gonna have to worry about that. You know, right now, if Bill Cosby wanted to hit people upside the head,
he did.
You know how a lot of people would be hit right now?
How?
For saying everything that they said about him. That's defamation of character. You can lose big. you better ask Tasha K.
But definitely if you're going off allegations and not the truth, you're going off.
You better ask Tasha K.
Tasha K is just one of them that she did it to the point where it was like, really,
it don't matter how you do it to the point of nothing. It don't matter how you do it. You can say it one time. Like Cardi B might have gave her chance after chance, but all it takes is one time. What you talking about?
But at the end of the day, though, man, this freedom of speech, man. That's why you gotta love.
You can say what you want to say. That is true, but you can't. You still have to deal with the consequences of it. If you say something, you can say something like, "Oh, I'm about to go blow something up." That's federal.
That's a threat. That's a threat.
But it's freedom of speech, though. You can say that.
Yeah, but then you getting them cuffs.
Yeah, but when you say something allegedly, if you ain't got the proof about it, though, you can't really say it.
You shouldn't say it.
Well, you shouldn't say it if you ain't got the proof. If you got proof and you can prove the situation,
if you ain't got the bag to back your shit up, you shouldn't be saying it.
Yeah, I'm saying you gotta have that proof.
But where you at?
All we really know is the allegations and what we read and what we see. We
If
can't
somebody
really
hit
say
anybody, one of us over the head for $1 million right now because Carlton is using defamation of character, that's gonna set a lot of us back probably for the rest of our life.
Nobody's even paying attention to us right
You
now.
don't know what's going on. You don't know what can happen going forward. You talking about right now? If I don't delete this video, what you think gonna happen?
Nothing. Nothing. Not about this one, no.
I mean, go ahead, because I mean that's your limiting thoughts, bro. I've been trying to warn you though, just so you can be okay.
yeah, you
I'm
gotta watch
saying,
it.
like, we just gotta be careful on what we say about somebody's business, and we ain't got the facts on it. Like, so I was watching something they talking about Oprah Winfrey going in hiding because of something with the Diddy. Like, I already know when I see certain things on YouTube that it's fake and it's clickbait, and I don't even entertain it. I don't even know why they be popping it up on my shit. But when it's fake, I don't even entertain it. And if I do think it's real, I'm gonna go ahead and go on Google it and see if anybody else is major. Are they covering this?
And if
Because if
they're
we
not,
use the big people's names, then it's gonna be everywhere. And the only people who covering it is the website that I just came from. Yeah, I'm smarter than that, B. But a lot of these other channels, all they want to do is get the views, because that's how you get the money. But the question is, if that money is short lived, just like the PPP loan people, they lived good. They lived good on that money, but they still getting locked up every day. These motherfuckers is coming every day.
I believe that a lot of establishments that I worked at was getting them PPP loans. I'm doing good for that overtime.
I could have got a PPP loan as a realtor.
I could have got one
For what?
for
Fuck
your
that.
for
I
my
don't believe in
security.
getting loans and shit. You gotta pay that shit back with interest. Fuck a
No,
loan.
you don't. I was free.
They had the forgiveness PPP.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
You could get it. Yeah, where it's forgiven. But you have to follow certain steps to
But
get
people were
forgiven.
getting them and they was never looking back. They filed regular tax returns that following year, and they
Instead,
still got 8 more years to prosecute motherfuckers who did it.
they ain't catching everybody. Somebody was probably smart and they're not touching because it looks legit.
No, they gonna catch as many people as they can. The motherfuckers who they might not catch is the one who was lining it up. The one who said, "Hey, come on, let's get the PPP loan. I'll show you how to do it. I'll just take my cut." But the motherfucker who got caught is gonna tell. Motherfuckers ain't about to take these PPP loan cases and just, you know what I mean, be quiet. Hell no.
What you got something recent on a recent PPP loan case you could show us for the group since you're talking about this? You said
I'm
show
on my
proof.
phone. I'm not on my laptop, bro.
God damn it. Duh. You can't access nothing with your computer.
Nah, I don't know how to do all that.
You
Well,
want me to
Montour,
put it? Hold on.
But that's so
I'll
much
put
I
it.
would figure out that stuff. I
I'll
almost
put it in the chat.
yeah, put in the chat and then we can post it up here or something so these people can see it.
what the hell is you eating?
Pig feet.
Ugh.
I'm not eating pig feet. I'm eating some sausages though, not pig feet.
Nah, I believe you really eating pig feet.
I don't eat pig feet. I don't eat those things.
That shit nasty.
Out of all the things I'll say some pig feet, like
Yeah, I wouldn't even play it around like that if I don't eat it.
that's crazy. But yeah, I was hearing about them PPP loans. I did hear they was coming after them people.
Damn. I'm just feeling bad that I didn't get me one because I would have did exactly what I needed to do.
And you would have been going
Your ass would have
I would
shared
not have
sales
been
with
going
straight
to
Diddy.
to
jail.
motherfucking
Yeah,
prison.
Andre,
Your ass would have
that's that
shared.
slavery
You would have
talk.
shared a
Oh,
scale with
if you
Diddy.
would, if you try to make go forward, Master gonna get you, man. That
You would have
bitch went to
shared a
Bro,
scale
jail.
with
you
Diddy.
would have did like everybody else. How much money you think you would have got for your own self? You got one employee.
I would have probably used it for what I needed it to
You would have
for, as
got
far as,
$500 maybe.
and that's all I would have got, if that. No, I would
So
have
it wouldn't
asked
have
for
made no.
about
It wouldn't have made a significant difference.
right, and I wouldn't have gotten in trouble. If I got that, I would have probably got like maybe 10 grand.
You wouldn't
That,
have.
that wouldn't matter
You
to
didn't
me.
have no employees. Most
I was
people were saying that they had 10, 20, 30 employees, and that is how they was getting the big bucks.
The big bucks.
So
crazy though.
now if they asses
So
can't prove
this your book,
they had 20
Andre.
or 30 employees, they
Ain't
asses
no
got
social security numbers to match up to
they
those.
got
Nah, that's a link to the PPP thing that Doug was. I mean,
Nah, that
Carter
shit.
was.
It went to your
Huh?
Amazon book. It went to your book. Yeah, it went to your Amazon book.
All right, hold on.
In 20 minutes, I'm gonna cut out y'all because I gotta get up at 4 in the morning.
Surprised you even here right now, my boy.
You last a lot longer than you usually do. It's been an hour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I worked on getting my phone corrected because I hate it when I couldn't be on here and give my full thought process and be 100%. I had a great time though, you know what I'm saying? Like outside even the B talk. Now that we always have to like Facebook is not Facebook, YouTube is not the same since we have to use different like acronyms and stuff. I hate that. Like for real. I miss using freedom of speech for real. Maybe I need to develop an
The
app.
way
I saw this.
the way we're living right now, ain't no such thing as freedom of speech.
What I'm trying to say is that this. You could say it, but then they control it. I wish you could have an app where you could say whatever you needed to say without somebody and still make money. So I think that's what that's what we need to be thinking about, like in the future, which I saw this black lady was on Facebook trying to teach people how to make applications. So then you could make whatever you wanted. Like, I was like, dang, that would have been good. Cause then you set up a platform where people wanted to talk, have freedom talk, and let everybody just come up and people invest in it. And then, hey, we wouldn't have to be on places like YouTube and all the stuff like that. Have our own.
Well, there are other black guys. We already talked about it. What's his name? He did South Park. He was chef in South Park.
You talking about Isaac Hayes?
Isaac Hayes Jr. got a platform where
What's it
people
called?
can invest in and all of that.
Oh yeah,
Well,
we was on there
And
for a
niggas,
minute.
what we need to invest in it and think about something where we could start also because you should be multi places in case
well, it's
one
not
gets shut
going to
down.
do nothing because it's really only geared towards black people.
What I'm trying to say is that we should have multiple places because say like you wanted to have somebody, a big figure like something con that rhymes with FCOM. You got to, you know what I'm saying? What if he wanted to come on there and there are people and you get subscribers and people be interested?
But you wouldn't have
Investors.
him on there because you don't even agree with what his principles are.
That's not the point. I'm trying to make the money. Care what we're
He
talking
said
about
that's not
money.
the point.
The point is this: freedom of speech for whatever you believe in. You could come on there, we could make some money, keep it moving. Money
Well,
makes
Elon Musk is pushing where X you can have freedom of speech. That's why they on there clapping cheeks and doing everything else on Twitter.
I didn't even know they were doing it on Twitter, X, or whatever it's called now.
The
what they are,
platform
man. I'm
formerly
about to
known as
go on
Twitter.
there. We need to get a Twitter account then. Shoot, we need to be on
I
there.
got one. I
You
got
need to
one,
get
That's
but I
where
your
don't
B
know.
Talk
own.
needs to be at. Then
You need
we
to
need
get
to make.
your own X account. Like, why would we share an X account?
Exactly. But I got one, but shit, I ain't been on there in a long time.
Well, if
I'm
you be
down
on Facebook and you scroll up your timeline, if you cool with enough black people, I'm pretty sure you done seen them things, them pictures where they got the big emoji faces covering up the picture, and they be like, check the comments, and then you go and click the video, and they in there clapping cheeks.
I never seen that.
Yeah, I did that before. I didn't know they be doing that until
They
I
be in there wilding.
I
And
You
even though I
know.
be like, man, I hope I don't click this link and it's a fucking. That's why I got that two-step authentication on my shit, so nobody can hack my phone, my account.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
click them links, they in there clapping cheeks like a motherfucker. And I be like, I ain't gonna click another one. And then I see something like, all right, let me see what they doing. Knowing they clapping cheeks.
That's crazy.
But Lady T, you was all by yourself tonight. You was not even really active. You was sad.
Yeah, I think I am a little bit. I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
go.
It's okay. Well, I have a conversation with you off platform. Maybe you'll understand some things a little bit better.
Okay.
But now I liked her. I ain't gonna lie. But it is what it is.
Do you think old girl's gonna start off though back to the Chris Brown thing? She gonna use his song against him? Because sometimes some songs could be used against rappers or singers nowadays.
What song you talking about? That I don't give a fuck.
By T Grizzly and Chris Brown.
They would
Uh,
have to prove that Chris Brown wrote those lyrics. And singers don't normally write their own lyrics.
But could she try to use this as the type of person he is because he was singing a song like this? And then she could try to you say he was on the Diddy boat, and we all know about Diddy, and go down that rabbit hole. You think that'll work?
It didn't work before. It's not gonna work now.
I hope so. Shoot,
It
because
was
man,
already throughout
it's
because she was
almost
lying.
it's almost like all the black people 30 years ago is being replaced by new black people. If you notice that, like they're getting in trouble, they're getting rid of them. It's like every 30 years they replace somebody. 20 or
No, what's
30.
happening is they're taking down all the people who got money because if they can convict you of this RICO Act or a lot of any of these crimes, then they can take all the money that you made. Wow. They say you first started doing it.
Got you. And then look,
So
did you guys hear
Diddy
about
made millions and millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. And if they can convict him, guess where that money is going? To the state.
mm-mm, state or the feds? Since the feds go,
The state.
this the state, the feds ain't gonna take no money from him though.
He ain't gonna have it.
Dang, that's crazy.
They talking about motherfuckers already fighting over young thug shit on who gonna get what when he convicted.
Mm.
pink Lamborghini and different shit like that. They arguing over who gonna get it. I'm talking about the prosecutors and shit like that. Who gonna get what? I don't know how true any of that shit is,
What
but
about Little Dirk? They said they found him murder for hire too. And his closest people. That's what I mean. Like those people, once they get money, I think they stupid. Like they keep the same people around. They keep in the same environment. It's almost like, yeah, sometimes you need to go to the hills. If you're still shooting and doing stuff you did like once you were that, you don't need that money. You just need to stay in that life. Because why are you even doing this? Why are you living that lifestyle? You don't have nothing to prove you made it. It's time to move on, move up, move out. Who are you trying to prove this to at this point?
Yeah, I was looking. Yeah, my ex account's still active. I thought I forgot all the passwords and stuff, but nope.
I don't even know how to get an X account, but I know one thing: I'm gonna be under speaking my mind. I know that much. Don't worry
Download
about
the app and create
it.
an account
Yep, I'm on, and so that's where B Talk is gonna be on X account.
because it used to be Twitter and now it's X.
Yep, it's moving. It's got now. I'm gonna have two. Yeah, I feel bad though. Like these people, like they have so much potential, but I guess you got to protect yourself. You know what I'm saying? And make
protect
everybody
yourself at all times.
right.
At
Every
all
time we're
times.
living spiritually, mentally,
Yeah,
physically.
but
Gotta say this prayer if you got to. You got to make her sign an essay or NDA, essay, NDA. Let's see. You got
I
probably
make
have a.
everybody sign an NDA. Y'all sign the
What?
NDA
We
right
never
now.
signed a goddamn NDA. I don't sign no NDA. What the hell? NDA. What the hell? Where's the money at first?
Ain't no money.
Yes, there is. There's some money involved in the NDA.
There's not no
Where
money
is
involved in NDAs, man.
it?
It could just
Son.
be like you gonna be around me. I need you to sign this non-disclosure agreement.
No.
Or the money involved is I can take your money. How about that?
How about no? That's why I wouldn't sign it.
That's
Anything
why
that you
you
sign.
wouldn't, and then you wouldn't be around the motherfucker who needed you to sign an NDA. You would just
Mm-hmm.
be around regular people from then on.
I'll be doing my own thing.
You would be with regular people or
Yeah.
nobody.
All right.
If I was
Somebody
fucking
or
around with
somebody.
Beyonce and Jay-Z and them, and they was like, "Hey, we need you to sign an NDA," and I was
oh
like,
yeah,
"Well, do I
they
sign an
gonna have you.
NDA or do I just go back and just live regular Andre life?" I'm gonna sign a fucking NDA.
Yeah, they gonna have you sign for shit. Especially if you go to them parties, you got to sign some stuff.
Well, it ain't even got to be about the party. Like, what if they get into it and they arguing and fighting and shit? And then you can run back to the news. Yeah, they was over there arguing because he got caught fucking. See, NDAs are not always just about because somebody's at a sex party. It's so that you
That's not
cannot disclose what has happened around somebody.
Exactly. Yeah, you can't talk about it.
right. That's crazy. NDAs. That's crazy, man.
And if you will rather not sign an NDA and live a regular life, then by all means, go ahead about it. But me, as long as it didn't involve uh dick in the butt.
What if it's about sacrifices or something weird that you didn't? They put it in a
Well, I don't
different
even
type of
have to
way.
stay around if they doing that. Why do I have to? I'm holding the camera or something. Like, why would I even have to be there when they doing that?
What if they require you to be there like monthly? That stuff is part of the NDA. You
If
really didn't
they
read it. If
if
they say
they
just
are
sign
doing
this and you never
if
read
they
the
are
whole
doing
contract,
sacrifices, regardless if it's goats or whatever, and they do it the first time, and then I decide I'm gonna stay, I'm down with it too.
got you.
How many times is it gonna take you to see something like that to realize this ain't the type of crowd you want to be around?
Once if they let you out one time only, then you out. You stop calling, stop answering, you just disappear.
They wouldn't even let you into their circle if they felt like you was gonna be a Carlton Walker about the situation.
Or Andre Sis about the
No,
situation.
because Andre Sisk is gonna say what's up.
First of all, I will associate myself with that type of people anyway. NDA type of people. I don't. I
Okay.
associate
You associate yourself with people who tell everything.
not tell everything. I don't. I still certain what understanding people that I don't need NDAs is a common understanding.
I'm saying if you're gonna be dealing with millionaires, I don't give a fuck at what level. If
I
they
just
if
stopped
they
being
bringing
black.
you in close to they under their wing, bro, you're gonna have to sign an NDA
I
more than
thought it
likely.
was a common understanding. Black people be like, don't be a snitch. Same thing in Mexican culture. Don't be a
And what
rata.
does that? What the fuck has that ever helped?
A lot. You
It
grew
has
up
not, because people still snitch all day, every day,
then they're
and
not
there's
real
not even
people.
it's not even a snitch unless you was doing a crime with that person. But people
Mm-mm,
rat every day.
not really.
That's two different things between being a snitch and being a rat. A snitch is if we do a crime together and you be
Mm.
like, ah, yeah, and remember the RTR parties? That's a snitch.
Hey, we're not gonna talk about the what RTR part. I do not know about anything that
I'm
ever
saying that's
existed.
a snitch.
I don't know that ever existed. Did that ever exist? No, it didn't.
If two people rob a bank together, or they
Mm,
do this or do that together, and the person get caught and tell who was in on it,
He
that's a
said did
snitch.
it ever exist.
A rat is somebody who knows what happened and they tell, but they ain't have nothing to do with it.
mm, mm. I don't know. Like,
But
what
regardless, if
time
you're a
is it?
person, if I had $50 million and I was bringing people around me, you're gonna sign an NDA because you can't leave here and then go and run and tell a business without suffering a consequence. And if
Mm-hmm.
you got a problem with it, the only reason why you would have a problem with it is because you would want the ability to go back and talk about it.
Mm. Why would you want to go talk about it if you're going to benefit from it?
Because you would benefit, maybe you could sell the story to TMZ.
Well, I got you. I
And that is
guess.
the reason why NDAs are very important.
Or
Shit, a lot
they'll.
of these people have boyfriend and girlfriends they're in a relationship with and they're signing NDAs. And they can't disclose, oh yeah, we was doing freak offs. The question is, why did Cassie wait this long to talk about a freak off? Maybe she had an
Because she couldn't.
NDA. She had an NDA that expired.
Can you do a forever NDA?
I'm pretty sure every contract has to have a start date and an end date. And it
Mm.
has to be reasonable time.
So it couldn't be from like now to 2099.
Is that reasonable?
That's very reasonable if you try to keep shit on the
So, so let me ask you how reasonable it is going to be. What year are we in right now?
We're in 2024.
So in 2024, how old are you?
I'm 39.
How would you be in 2099?
Hold on.
Let's just gonna put it at 100, over 130 years. So you're gonna be dead. How reasonable is that?
Very reasonable. That's why I'm gonna
It's
take
not
forever. I think.
reasonable because nobody is living that long.
That's the whole point of my thing. That's why within
Yeah,
the
that
state
is
it
what you're saying, but it is not reasonable in contract law. That's like me telling you, I'm gonna sign you up for a lease. You go out and rent this house, but you gotta lease it. You're gonna live here for the rest of your life, and you sign it.
Nobody will sign it.
You can take somebody will sign it. A woman signed the contract where the dude said, "Yeah, you can sign this contract. You can live here, but you can't have no other men in the house, and I can have sex with you whenever I want to."
What?
Guess what happened to his ass? She signed it because she
She
didn't have
came out
nowhere
the
else to
blue.
go.
She got him for trafficking.
But guess what happened to his ass?
She came out the
Got
blue. And said,
locked the fuck
what?
up.
Locked the fuck up.
It sound like prostitution, forced prostitution.
Because you can sign the contract all day, but when it goes in front of a judge, they're gonna ask certain questions on how reasonable this contract is. Will a
Yeah,
person in
see,
their
he
right
should have
mind ever
married them.
signed it? And is it even lawful?
He should have married her. That sounds like a marriage proposal
It's not a
slash
marriage proposal.
prenuptial.
He was violating his real estate law license, his real estate license, licensing law.
Yeah, he the
He was
fuck up.
violating all kind of shit. And guess
Yeah,
what? His ass is locked the fuck up.
up. He was R. Kelly though.
You can't just put anything
Big
in the
fuck.
contract and
Diddy
be
did
like,
say
"Yep,
this
it's
on
a
camera.
contract. They signed it. You can't
Diddy
trust
say
me. You can't
he
trust
go,
me. You can't trust us."
and then he said you got to put some locks on the doors. That's what Diddy said. You like doing. That's on camera. This thing, and you could show. He said he like putting them locks on the doors. So that
Man,
man,
Diddy was playing around in that video, man.
and I played around too.
And
Hey,
everybody just
that man probably put some locks on the door for them.
But you just can't put some shit in a non-disclosure agreement and say, when you die, that's when you can tell about it. No, it's always a reasonable start and an end date to any contract.
I got you. So you could put 50 years in it though. Is that more reasonable? 50 or 20?
Maybe 20 years,
25 years, 30 years.
maybe 15. Cassie came out how many years later? I don't know the numbers. But however many numbers that go to, then that should be an idea.
I got you. He that woman shut the fuck up.
But his issue is gonna be deeper than that. Even if he can prove himself innocent, you gotta deal with all these motherfucking fake and possibly legitimate cases that people are saying about you.
Especially with Justin Bieber.
Come on, man. Did Justin Bieber say that he did anything to him?
Yes, he did come out and say that.
Justin Bieber came out and said it.
Yeah, he was saying that that's what happened.
Prove it. Put it in the chat.
Wait, when did he say that? When did Justin
No,
Bieber say that?
tell him to put it in the chat.
All right, I will. I'll look
And
it
I
up.
want to see Justin Bieber's mouth saying it, because I'm gonna tell you how I know he didn't say it. If he said it, bro, it would be world news.
Yeah, I never heard him say anything. I heard allegations about it.
The only thing they said about Justin Bieber was Justin Bieber's girlfriend said that it's despicable, and because I've been all over all headlines. You see what I'm saying? But Justin Bieber never came out and said Diddy did anything to him. Ever. Just like Macaulay Culkin, people was accusing Michael Jackson of doing something to Macaulay Culkin, and Macaulay Culkin said it never happened.
I got you.
Now, if you can say, well, his lack of saying anything, Justin Bieber didn't come out and say anything, maybe that is proof that something happened. That's inference, like you're inferring something.
All I'm saying is that, yeah, like, all I know is, but Diddy was probably smart and did have him sign NDAs.
Justin Bieber was like 13 years old. He wouldn't have been old enough to sign the NDA. Neither would Usher.
They
Well,
say his
Usher sent that.
mother sent them. His mother okayed this stuff. That's what you got. Their parents are in and type of stuff like this. Gotta understand it's not just the kids. Sometimes it's their parents who allow
You
this.
asking me to understand, like you have firsthand knowledge on how the
Do
system.
you know that for sure though?
Nobody knows nothing for sure, but
So
it's
if you
all
don't know for sure, you
Exactly.
asking
But why you said?
you treat me like nigga. You just don't know. They really be in there buck breaking. Like you don't know what the fuck goes on.
you believe that if you want to, that they're totally innocent. Believe if you want to.
Everybody is innocent, bro. Diddy is still,
Until proven
even though we
guilty.
saw what happened when he did to Cassie in the hotel room in the elevator and all that. We saw that on video, right? But legally, he's still innocent because he's never been proven
Until
guilty
he's proven guilty. Innocent
in the
until
court
proven
of
guilty.
law.
Mhm.
That's what matters, the court of law, and not people's opinions.
He can be like, that wasn't even me. I didn't beat her up.
Yeah, he could say that's a lookalike.
But until he's proven guilty,
Or they could, if they really want to prosecute, they could use that. They could just say that. All they have to go is say Cassie did this.
there was
to you.
statute of limitations, bro.
What I'm saying is, though, she got him on something. The feds got him on something with them betting. They
Statute
did
of
bring that.
limitation. There's nothing that she could do about that video but have it released to show
That baby
everybody
oil
that he did something.
They named that baby oil. It was like
Having baby oil ain't no crime.
yeah, but he was using it. That's what they used it. They named it off in the thing. That was like
But
having
that's not a
actually
crime.
found baby
But
oil in
it's
there.
not
Did
a
they not?
crime. That's like if somebody came in your house and they found 1,000 condoms. They say, "Yep, he must be a rapist because he got 1,000 condoms."
You gotta say essayer.
So you know what I'm saying?
You gotta say essay, bro. You gotta use
But
essay.
with that 1,000 condoms, would that make you guilty of something?
Yes and no if they had somebody to say, because nowadays it's not.
If I came in your house right now and I found 1,000 condoms,
No, that. But if somebody said, "Yep, he did do this. He did this." That's all they taking. If you don't have a good enough lawyer to fight it, and this is what I see. If you're not that rich like Diddy to have a lawyer,
and I'm not asking if you're not rich. I'm not asking about any of that. If I came or the feds came in your house and found 1,000 condoms, or if they came in your house, and found 100 bottles of baby oil, does that mean you are somebody who has done the unthinkable?
No, not. But
Okay, then come on,
if
man.
somebody tells them I did do that, and they could use them as a key witness, that's what gets you locked up. And with that,
But I'm
I'm
not talking about them. I'm talking about if somebody did you
no,
that way.
just alone, no. But if they
Okay,
have a
then.
key
Like,
witness putting you there with
even
the crime,
let me ask you this: do you think them coming out with him having 1,000 bottles of baby oil is something that's going to be a part of the court case, or was that something that was a part of,
evidence, just
or
evidence
was no?
collected.
Listen, I didn't even let me finish.
What do you mean?
Is that going to be something that's going to be a part of the court case, or is it part of the court of public opinion?
It could be
Because there
both.
are two things
Let
that
me
are going
explain
on.
something. Let me
I
explain
asked a
something.
question. How you going to explain something? I asked you a question.
Okay. The question is, listen. Okay, so let's answer this. Both. When I say both, I mean this because when
Man, I asked a question.
I told you both, it could be both. Let me explain why. It could be
Bruh,
both because the public opinion.
Is it going to be able to be used in court?
Yes, because they found the physically evidence there when they do that. Stuff
That
like
baby oil is no evidence of no crime.
But if they saw him using the baby oil on film,
and I can
in
put
the
baby
crime,
oil on all the bitches I know. I'm still not breaking the law.
But then when you start to essay with that and you're using all that
Bro,
other stuff,
it was
but that
never
also
said that he used that stuff until after it came out that he had those bottles. That people start saying, "Oh, I'm gonna put that in my case." But
and then on top of that, they
before that was
found
ever even said, nobody said nothing about baby oil, and that
and
is
then the
not
pink
in the
powder.
indictment.
What about the pink powder substance that they found also?
They found that on him when they locked him up. We're
All
not.
right
I'm not
then.
asking about any of that.
Well, I'm saying all of that
When
stuff that they
when they
got.
locked him up in the hotel room, that's something totally different, bro. I'm asking if they found 1,000 bottles of baby oil in your garage. Does that make you a criminal?
No, that alone does.
Okay,
But at the same time, character though, that can make it can
it's
make
not a
doubt of the
character
character.
thing
It
of
is a
having a
character.
freak off. Let's say I had all this and I own and operate a sex club like they got here in Indiana. It's an open establishment. All the police know about it. It's in the old funeral home. Why they
Right.
ain't bust that open and lock all everybody in there freaking off up?
Because a lot of strong
Because it's not
political
a crime. It's not a crime.
right. It's legit.
It's not a crime to freak. The issue is they wanted to do things in the court of public opinion so that I can, let's say this, you got to be judged by your peers. But if everybody already know and they concocting stories in their head like you, right? You would go to that jury pool already thinking
That's
he
what I was gonna say.
guilty.
That's for the
You
jury.
would,
No, I
but
wouldn't.
you would
I would look
already
at the
go there
evidence.
thinking. You would
No,
already
I
go
look at
there
the
thinking.
evidence. I'll be fair. I mean,
You
because
would
it's a
are,
man's
but you
life.
already saying he guilty. You talking about you
He's
gonna be
guilty
fair.
from all the people that been saying this and stuff. But if I look
So
at the
you would
evidence,
not be a fair juror. You couldn't be fair and impartial because you already got your mind made up.
most people do though. That's the craziest
And
thing.
that is the issue that I just made. That's the
Most
point
people
I
have been
just made.
judged before. But at the same time, there are fair people out there be like, no, let's look at the evidence. They're gonna be people, what was found in the evidence, what was he doing? What was the thing? So there's people who strategically gonna be like that too. Outside of all of this, what was found, what was shown on the
But I'm
videos?
talking about
What's the
you. I ain't
evidence?
talking about them. You
Even
already
me, if
done.
I no. You know what? I'm just playing around for the show, for the entertainment of the show. Yeah, why not? Yeah, that dirty bastard, whatever. But to be fair, because I know this is a man life. He could spend the rest of his life in prison, could get killed, right?
But you
But
can't. But you would
no. Let
go.
me finish.
You would
No,
go
let me
in there
finish.
already thinking that he was guilty. That's the
But I would
problem.
see. But I would see. To be fair, I would look in there and I would look at the evidence and I'd be like, okay, let's look at this for real. And I would be fair, be like, okay, this video shows him doing this. Is this the same time that this happened? And we would have to ask the witness, did this happen on this date about this time? Was this you in the video? Was he there? Or is this you? You know, like I would take it like strategic. I would be fair. So you
Have
can't
you
say
ever
what
been to
I would
jury
do.
duty before?
Have I been to jury duty? No. But I know about the criminal justice system because I work in the criminal justice
No,
system.
you
All
work.
right.
You work inside of a prison. You don't know nothing about the
Prison
judicial
part
part.
of the judicial part is
You
to
don't know
write up.
nothing about the judicial part. You've never been in the
No.
courtroom.
Incident. Let me explain. An incident report goes to the judge. Judge that reads the things off that could be used for the jury. Thank you very much.
I've watched
Oh
TV too, and I can say all of that shit.
no, I'm trying to tell you what I write goes to the judge if need be. People get prosecuted there,
What
or if
we
it's a
ain't
jury
talking about
process.
is somebody in jail and you write somebody up like I'm gonna put something on their shit, so now they gotta do more time. I ain't
Oh,
talking
but you
about that.
said I've never did that. What I'm saying is
I'm
that
saying you
I
have
work there.
not served. You've not been in the courtroom. I'm not talking about, oh, this nigga called me a bitch
Wrong.
ass
I've
nigga.
been in a
So I'm gonna
courtroom.
put on his
Andre,
thing.
hold the fuck
So
up.
I'm
You
gonna
don't
I'm
know.
gonna put on his paperwork that I sent to the judge
No, no,
that,
no, no.
oh yeah, he's abusing an officer or a CO.
Andre, you asked me a question, then you said that I've never been. Let's make some clarity.
You said
Yes.
you never been. I asked you.
No, I've never been as a juror, but I've been as an officer, and I was questioned about my report, and I gave a report about an individual under actions to the judge
So
that
when
made
you
the
went and you
decision
gave your report, right? How long was you in the courtroom?
for like maybe 20, 30 minutes.
Okay, then you wasn't in there long. He was in
Well,
there just to give.
have you ever
You was
been on
just
a
in there
jury?
to give an impact statement.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you is that no, I was doing an incident report about what the fuck
Same
happened.
difference, man. You was just in there giving a statement.
Right. No, but explaining the whole situation that happened and what led up to that and stuff like that. But have you ever sat on the jury the full thing?
I sat on the jury and did the full
The
thing. Why do you,
whole thing.
the whole thing? I gave the verdicts and all of that. What are you talking about? Why you think I even asked you that? I wouldn't ask it if I didn't do it.
So we both been in the courtroom dealing with
No,
situations.
we was on two different. I was in there days. You was in there 20 minutes.
Okay, it was a quick trial. So what? But I was there.
You was not a part of the judicial process. You get that shit in the mail if you ever voted, and you be like, oh, I'm not. It's against my religion to be on jury duty. See, you might be one of them kind of dudes.
But do you know that you will be judged for what you judge?
And I don't give a fuck about none of that. Our ancestors that were here fought and died for the right to be on juries.
How do
Why?
you know yours
Because they
in
used to be on
particular?
all white juries where they didn't even get opportunity to even be looked. The evidence wasn't even looked at. It was like he black, he's guilty. Now guess this character. So when I hear people saying these days that they don't want to be on jury duty, I feel a certain kind of way about people who do that.
But at the same time, what if
Ain't
you
no
are
buts. Ain't no
no,
buts.
there is a but what if you're getting somebody who's a child molester or killer?
And then you still go on a jury and you look at the evidence like you said before, and if they right and they did the shit, then they did the shit.
But what if they didn't do the shit?
If they didn't do the shit, then you be the one to stand up and it's a mistrial and he got to get tried again.
And what if but what if there's more people who believe he's guilty?
It has to be unanimous.
But what if there are more people who are strong or who are stronger believing that, and there's only one, and there's like
it has to be unanimous.
So you're saying they got to do it again if somebody's
It'll
like,
be
no.
a whole. You won't be on the next jury. It'll go to the next one.
All right, well, I'm cutting out because
I know you always run. I would run too.
I'm not running. It's just like it's like this. You have your thoughts, I have my thoughts, and this is everything. And then I say, what's the usefulness of the conversation? It's not that useful.
Well, the conversation is useful because for one, we've been talking about the preamble. We done been talking about we done went from the preamble, we done talked about the election, we done talked about the independence, Declaration of Independence, and now guess what we're talking about now? The right.
It's like
the right to we can go on the right to vote and the right to be on the jury. We didn't used to be able to do that.
Yes, sir. I know.
But to me, I just feel like justice is not really justice in the long run. Like has to be a certain better government set up. And right now, the way this country is, this government's not fair. No matter
we got to deal with what we got right now. Remember, there were some people who didn't have the same rights that we got, and they have to deal with the world in which they lived. They wanted it to be where it's at now. They wished that it was at where it's at now. Now we got where we at now, and shit, we Shit, trying to be Cardi B's and everybody else. We somewhere where we could really make a move. We impact the whole entire world, but still the whole entire world talk bad about us. And by us, I mean Black Americans.
And change the view. And don't let Cardi B's represent us. Don't let Megan Thee Stallions represent us, so then the world won't.
There's nothing that we can do about that. The best thing that we can do is make a change in our own personal life.
Right, and make sayings that, hey, this don't represent us. This is for entertainment purposes, for their agenda only.
That don't mean nothing. The
If we
thing you
can't,
can do is make a change in your own personal life. Each one, teach one. Lead by example. If you can become something, then you can spark the mind of the young boy who might be watching you, who might have watched you struggle, who might have watched you do this and do that. And he might not even be a young boy. It could be somebody your own age. Like Tupac said, I might spark the mind that causes things to change.
Yes.
And it might not even have nothing to do with you. But if you are a victim of the system in your mind, then that's where you're going to always be at.
I think eventually you'll rise up against the system and crush it, one way or another. If you don't want to be a victim no more.
End of
Victim
the
is
day, the only way that the system can be rose up against is boycotts as far as financial situations. But Negroes ain't gonna do that because we
they
like to
will
buy.
when they're
We
ready.
like to buy everything.
Just stop being lazy and make it instead of buying it. Like I said. But anyway,
Do
I'm
they?
about to
Who
go
taught?
because
Who taught Negroes how to buy? I mean, who taught Negroes how to make anything?
themselves to always make. There was always inventors, and always will be inventors.
And they got rid of that mentality a long time ago.
We could start it again, and there's always inventors.
All
We
right,
could,
let me ask you this then, since there's always inventors and everything like that.
I'm ready to go. That's
I
what you
know I'm
want.
about to let you go, but what chapter of your book are you on? Because last week you said that you was on chapter 2.
I'm still on chapter 2 because I
Oh,
lost it.
okay. Okay.
Not until we discussed it on stage, quote unquote, and then you bring
Oh,
it up
okay.
out
I
here,
was saying
which
because I
wasn't
was saying,
prepared.
hey, you can get led to the water. That don't mean you're gonna drink.
But what's that got to do with what we just talking about? But
You
anyway, I'm
got a
off.
lot to do with it, big dog.
But
A
my
lot of
book
people,
about
I can teach you how to plant some tomatoes. That don't mean you're gonna plant them. That don't mean even if you plant them, that don't mean you're gonna water them.
right.
Then that don't even mean you're gonna plant them in the right place. You might plant them in the shade.
I'll plant them if I really want to plant the goddamn seeds and get a product out if I do. But it has to start with me wanting to do it. And
You
I think
gotta start with you.
and I guess that's what
You're
you're
right.
trying to do. To invention starts with you if there's need be. And that's what I'm trying to say. There is a need for inventors. Just like I was talking about freedom of speech. We need that. We need it. There's
But
a need.
people, don't you know, people been inventing inventions come from the need. There has to be a pain point. It's just
That's
like the cotton gin and anything else that was invented by our people. There was a need for those things, and it was fulfilled. Even if the patent was stolen and patented by somebody else, you know
Did
what
a
I'm
black
saying? The
man
need was
invented the
there.
cotton gin and the slave masters took that stuff or some shit?
Everything was taken for the most part.
I know Dr. Charles Drew was one guy, and so was Benjamin Carver. I mean,
George Washington.
yeah, George Washington. There's a lot of inventors. And see, this is what Africans don't know
Big
about
Ben
us.
was the clock
You
guy,
know, this is what they not taught, and the
and
world's not
he
taught.
he did Washington D.C.
And that knowledge to me is like very old, but to some people they don't even know. And I think that's the problem. Like a lot of these the inventors, we grew up knowing this, but this stuff they don't
Not
even.
everybody knew it. Some of the stuff I learned as an adult.
Oh well, there were them books in the hood.
I
If you
always
ever,
knew about Big Ben, that big old clock in London
Mhm.
that he designed, but I did not know anything about him designing Washington D.C. I did not. It's just a lot that I did not know.
Yeah, he's the one that made that big old pyramid thing or whatever in Washington D.C. See,
He designed
everything.
the whole layout of Washington D.C.
That's what's up, though, man. For real. So you know what? I got to go for real. How do you feel about Trump saying that he wants to reestablish the educational system since it was built on the slaves, the backup slaves? He don't want that no more. Are you in agreement or disagreeing?
Well, I don't remember him saying anything about that, but what I do know is that I think, and I might be misquoting it, but Henry Ford and people like him wanted to create a working class, and the educational system was based on creating a working class of people, not people who think, not people who want to be business owners, but people who want to be employees.
What? Because
And
they weren't
so,
smart enough to dream and pursue their dreams.
I
Like,
mean, if all you taught at school is the simple stuff and you get out and get a job, they ain't telling you how to start a business. They ain't teaching you financial literacy. Not at the high schools that I went to. They ain't teach no financial literacy class.
that's crazy because I guess at Arsenal Tech, we had to take fucking business, man. And I guess we did have more advantages because Tech is known for IPS to have more of like the technology, or if you want to go to college,
I
whatever.
understand business magnet programs, right? You get you in to be a barber, to get you to be the motherfuckers who do the nails and the hair and all of that.
Or be a nurse or a doctor too.
But
Any
those are not necessarily careers that's going to make you be a millionaire. When you have people who dealt with uh, creating the steel industry,
then
people
what
who
about people with
created
trades? Because we
the
have skilled trades too, like computers. We had cars. I mean, some of that computers and cars could get you millions if you kept on going up the train. You kept pushing. And what you learning about computers, you could think about becoming an engineer and designing something. So to me, it's all what you do with it, but it's the
and
whole
it's
idea.
possible. But if one person finds the pathway, just one, that does nothing for everybody.
It don't, but it gives. It's a better thing because if I had been pushed harder, I felt like better, like financial backing while I was in college. I wouldn't be working in a prison now. I probably wouldn't even be on Truth Be Told. I would probably be in a different life altogether. Like I seriously, I would be one of them computer people trying to design a new type of computer, trying to design a new application. You know what I'm saying? Like seriously, like the way that I think, if I didn't have these financial situations, where would I have been? You feel me? Hello?
Let me ask you: once you became a dog, whose fault is it that you don't have this knowledge to do all of that? Because
Nobody's
we
fault.
live in a world where you can sign up for online classes and learn whatever it is that you just said that you didn't get growing up.
Right. Hey, my phone's about to die though. It would be my fault.
All right, man. Good night, my brother. Truth be told, we ending it. Y'all got something else I want to talk about?
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
Lady T over there, salute.
I'm
You what?
What you say?
nah. I said I'm here, but nah, we can end it though. Whatever.
You ain't got nothing on your brain because we ain't heard from you all night.
Mm,
You ain't got your backup partner. Okay. Don't
mm.
worry. Thursday you'll have one.
Yeah, I think I just really, I don't know.
You'll have one Thursday.
Yeah.
I just didn't like vet since it happened because I didn't know if that person was gonna come back or not. But
She ain't coming back.
it's cool. Truth be told, we out. I'm in the live and we can talk in the
Truth be
background.
told.
To be told, y'all.